Namaste all. Namaste Masters. We welcome you to the session on messages from 40 Masters. Initially, we shall start the session with meditation. I shall sing a song and we all will meditate. And after that, we shall go to the message reading. And then further, after completing the message reading and experience sharing, again we shall meditate with my song, if you permit me. And after then, we shall have music meditation and then conclude the session. Thank you so much for allowing me to sing for meditation. Let's sit in meditation, Masters. Fingers into fingers and feet crossed. Let's sit in a relaxed and a comfortable position. Let's close our eyes and observe our breath. ब्रह्ममुरारि सुरार्चितलिङ्गम् निर्मलभाषित शोभितलिङ्गम् जन्मजदुःख विनाशकलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् ब्रह्ममुरारि सुरार्चितलिङ्गम् निर्मलभासित शोभितलिङ्गम् जन्मजदुःख विनाशकलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् देवमुनि प्रवरार्चित लिङ्गम् कामदहन करुणाकर लिङ्गम् रावणदर्प विनाशकलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् देवमुनि प्रवरार्चित लिङ्गम् कामदहन करुणाकर लिङ्गम् रावणदर्प विनाशकलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् सर्वसुगन्ध सुलेपितलिङ्गम् बुद्धिविवर्धन कारण लिङ्गम् सिद्धसुरासुर वन्दितलिङ्गम् तत् प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् सर्वसुगन्ध सुलेपितलिङ्गम् बुद्धिविवर्धनकारण लिङ्गम् सिद्धसुरासुर वन्दितलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् कनकमहामणि भूषितलिङ्गम् फणिपतिवेष्टित शोभितलिङ्गम् दक्षसुयज्ञ विनाशनलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् कनकमहामणि भूषितलिङ्गम् पशुपति वेष्टित शोभितलिङ्गम् दक्षसुयज्ञ विनाशनलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् कुङ्कुमचन्दन लेपितलिङ्गम् पङ्कजहार सुशोभितलिङ्गम् सञ्चितपाप विनाशकलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् कुङ्कुमचन्दन लेपितलिङ्गम् पङ्कजहार सुशोभितलिङ्गम् सञ्चितपाप विनाशकलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् देवगणार्चित सेवितलिङ्गम् भावैर्भक्ति धीरेव च लिङ्गम् दिनकर कोटि प्रभाकर लिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् देवगणार्चित सेवित लिङ्गम् भावैर्भक्ति भैरेव च लिङ्गम् दिनकर कोटि प्रभाकर लिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् अष्टदलोपरिवेष्टित लिङ्गम् सर्वसमुद्भव कारण लिङ्गम् अष्टदरिद्र विनाशनलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् अष्टदलोपरिवेष्टित लिङ्गम् सर्वसमुद्भव कारणलिङ्गम् अष्टदरिद्र विनाशनलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् सुरगुरु सुरवर पूजित लिङ्गम् सुरवनपुष्प सदार्चित लिङ्गम् परमपदं परमात्मकलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् सुरगुरुसुरवर पूजितलिङ्गम् सुरवनपुष्प सदार्चितलिङ्गम् परमपदं परमात्मकलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् लिङ्गाष्टकमिदं पुण्यम् यः पठेत् शिवसन्निधौ शिवलोकमवाप्नोति शिवेन सह मोदते. Please be with your breath, my dear friends. Please observe your breath. And this song or hymn is written by Jagat Guru Adi Sankaracharya. It's called Lingashtakam. He says that we should worship that linga, and here the linga represents Parvati Mata and Lord Shiva. According to the Indian origin, they are considered to be the Prakriti and Paramatma, the divine feminine and the divine masculine together. And this linga represents our Atma, our soul. And Jagadguru Shankaracharya encourages us to worship our soul, which is the essence of the combination of divine feminine and the divine masculine. And all the great gurus worshipped their own soul, which is the God, which is the Almighty. Which is the microcosm of the divine. Slowly we shall come back, masters. We shall put our palms on our eyes and slowly we shall open our eyes and come back. Thank you so much for meditating, my dear masters. Today we shall read the auto-writing message received by Master C. Aruna. And this book is named as Messages from 40 Masters. Today we shall read the message given by the great Master Ravana to Master C. Aruna. So previously we have read about the message given by Jagadguru Adi Sankaracharya, and today the second message is from Master Ravana given to Master C. Aruna. So to give a small introduction about Master Ravana, he belongs originally to the Vaikuntha, and he was an attendant at Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is one of the dimensions in this universe where Lord Narayana and Mata Narayani resides. And he was an attendant to them, and he was called Jaya. And slowly he was very obedient, and he was a good devotee, great devotee, I should say. And he was really serving sincerely. Uh, he was serving them, Lord Narayana and Mata Narayani. Gradually, some unwanted emotions and feelings crept inside him, and he started feeling the emotions of jealousy. One fine day, some sages wanted to enter Vaikuntha, and at the entrance, Jaya stops them. That means Ravana. His name is Jaya in that dimension called Vaikuntha. So Mata Narayani and Narayan, they both warn him that because of the unwanted emotions which cannot exist in that higher dimensions, because of that emotions, he stopped those sages entering into that Vaikuntha. And the sages wanted to convey some important information, and they couldn't enter the Vaikuntha because of Jaya, and they return back. And when Narayan and Narayani come to know about this incident, they warn Jaya, and they said that these kind of emotions cannot exist in this dimension, and they urge him, Jaya or Ravana, to meditate. But he doesn't listen to his their words, and he again continues to be in those emotions. And after jealousy, he undergoes emotions like pride, arrogance, and lust, and um, uh, he abuses or behaves badly with a woman sage, and then the sages get angry. And because woman is honored and revered in all the three dimensions, all the three worlds, they say that you are unfit to be in this dimension. If you have insulted us, we can tolerate, but insulting woman is not allowed. So this is the history of Master Ravana, and he was sent to earth plane to learn his lessons, and he was sent to earth plane to uh, squash all these and get free of these emotions like lust, anger, pride, ego, everything. So he was guided by Narayan and Narayani to meditate a lot so that he can get rid of these emotions. And he was been cursed to take 3 births on the earth plane. So after coming to the earth plane also, he continues that pattern of these emotions like jealousy, pride, lust, anger, everything. He meditates a lot. He meditates, but he couldn't come out of these emotions because he couldn't come out of the anger, and his pride was so affected that that memories continued. that he was being insulted by the sages. And in those emotions only he continued to meditate. And while he was meditating, he was gaining energies and power. And uh, all these energies were concentrated or focused by him in developing his siddhis. That means powers, like creating anything anything material he wanted, or creeping into others minds and disturbing others thoughts, and the feelings of like anger, jealousy, fear mainly, he crept into others minds. He got such type of powers through meditation. So actually we meditate to know ourselves. That means we meditate to know our divine self. But Ravana instead meditated to gain powers over others. He wanted to rule. He wanted to establish his power in all three worlds. And mainly, he targeted women so that he could gain power from them also. And he used this illusionary tricks. He used his power of creeping into others' minds, and he created illusions in other people's minds, and then keeping them in fear, he gained power. They were subdued by his uh, magical tricks or meditational powers. So now the message goes as follows. And one more important thing. And Ravana, in this earth plane, he got the name Ravana. He was born to sage. His father was a sage, and mother was an asura. Asura means she belongs to the demons. Uh, so he inculcated all those demonic traits instead of attaining uh, real knowledge of the divine. So Narayan and Narayani had to come to the earth plane, take birth to release Ravana. Narayan and Narayani were called as Ram and Sita. And the three characters, Ram, Sita, and Ravana, the main characters, form the great epic Ramayana, which is very well known in India. So, yeah, Ram, Sita, and Ravana, a great epic story. And in the lifetime of Ravana, what did he do? We shall listen through this auto writing message, my dear masters. I request all of you to again please close your eyes and listen to this message in a meditative state so that we can connect with the energies of Master Ravana. He really worked upon himself and became a master further with the help of Ram and Sita, who are Narayan and Narayani. The message goes as follows. Messages from Ravana. 11th March 1994, 10 p.m. Ravana says, let every master coming up in meditation learn from my life. My life tells primarily two important facts. The first fact is that in 10 months, any meditator with a bit of simple knowledge can attain whatever I have achieved, like bringing out Atmalinga, obtaining great boons from Shiva, etc. There were many meditators along with me during my time. Still, I was so self-indulging that I exhibited to every person that I am a master of 10 heads. These heads were my heads of awareness. But no other meditator was such an exhibitionist as I was. This is the second fact. Indirectly, Rama was my master. We designed our lives together. In his mission, he was perfectly successful, but I was so obsessed with myself that I was immensely violent to many people. That was why my master Rama had to take the extreme step of killing me. Learn from me these three. First one, self-importance is the greatest impediment to spiritual progress. Second one, clarity is the dictator of your self-importance. Third one, beware of self-importance and clarity. Clarity should be read as half knowledge. Thank you, Masters. Please come back. So, yeah, I was very, very inspired by Master Ravana's message. Last year, when I read this message, I thought that Master Ravana told what a meditator should not do. So I couldn't understand what exactly a meditator should do. How should a meditator be? What is the true knowledge? What is the foundation we should create for ourselves to progress in the spiritual journey? Yeah, I was clueless at that time. And now, when I read Untold Story of Sita and Thousand Seeds of Joy, uh, quite there was a great knowledge given by Lakshmi Mata, and through Master Dena Merriam's Untold Story of Sita, there was a lot of knowledge given in that book also. So what Ravana did is, as I already told, he entered into the minds of people. He used his meditative energy to uh, harass or abuse people around him, and in that way he subdued their mental strength and took charge over them, and he tried to establish his power. He was so greedy that he wanted power upon everybody, and the root of this all these things is that pride which was hurt in those dimensions, and he couldn't forget that. What Narayan and Narayani told him guided him. He couldn't follow that. Originally, he was very devoted to Narayana and Narayani. That devotion sprouted from love, that universal feeling of love, universal love, I should say. But gradually, these emotions, when jealousy crept in, and further all the emotions continued, anger, lust, pride, everything, just to um, shield himself, he started progressing in this way. But when he was continuing to spread these emotions on earth plane, Narayan and Narayani decided to come on to the earth as Sita and Rama, and their soul plan was connected entirely to the soul plan of Master Ravana, and they have planned in such a way that they had to kill him. Sita Mata was doing her meditation and taking charge of Ravana's mind, and externally Rama was gaining strength and support from all his friends, and he created a created an army, and he had to attack and kill Ravana. How did he do this? Rama also had to work upon his inner self, and he understood that whatever the feelings in Ravana were creating such a chaos in this earth plane or in the universe, he had to address those emotions in himself also. He understood that Ravana is none other than the ego self, which is prevailing in everyone. So when we come to the earth plane, we have to face all these emotions. And when we are guided by the masters, and when we are guided with our breath, and when we are guided that we should take that humble path of learning and understanding by going into our inner self, we can achieve what Sita Mata has achieved. She was always grounded, and where Ravana tried to make an assault on Sita also, but Sita Mata was so very compassionate, and she always tried to guide him by showing him all the deeds which he has done. But it was of no use. Ravana was submerged in such a pride and ego that he couldn't connect with Sita Mata's guidance also. But whereas Sita Mata, in spite of undergoing such suffering, she tried to observe and meditate on all the pain and grief and sorrow which she was undergoing. When she observed that, when she meditated that upon those instances which were happening, on the sufferings which she was undergoing, she could gain help from masters, from other dimensions, higher dimensions, because she made a choice of coming out of the sorrow and understanding. She made a choice to understand her soul plan. So she could come out of that trap of sorrow, and she was able to stand by herself independently. She was able to help Sri Rama also, and gradually she patiently waited until Sri Rama also underwent all that inner journey. And then when Sri Rama found that connection with Ravana, he found that essence of Ravana in himself also, and he found that oneness with Ravana, and then he compassionately could address his all that sorrow which Ravana is undergoing, and then Rama could kill Ravana with a compassionate heart. He could do that only when he felt that oneness with Ravana. So Rama and Sita set an example how a meditator should be, and Ravana set an example how a meditator should not be. And Patriji says that where Rama stands for dharma, he is a meditator. Rama is a meditator and Ravana is a meditator. Rama stands for dharma, and Ravana stands for adharma. And what are all the things which should not be done? They were done by Ravana. And we shouldn't see, and on the physical plane we will see Ravana as an evil character, but on the soul level he took that role to establish that this should not be done by a meditator, because a meditator is very powerful and we can do many things, we can create many things. Now it is our responsibility to understand our dharma and progress in our spiritual path. This is what I understood, Masters. Thank you. I humbly present this before you, my understanding, and I would request all of you to express your opinions on this message. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pavani ma'am. Beautiful subject. I joined it late, but it's a coincidence. I think I was just there with other masters. I mean, I came to visit India and I went to Pyramid Valley, and there's
Oh,
this
wow.
other master with me, and we met Chandra Purnai Sati Seta, and she was asking him this question about Ravana, and she couldn't get the answer. She kept asking, Ravana is a meditator, but why is he doing all this? And Sir tried to explain, he has this power and blinded by power and ego. But at the same time, uh, like there is nothing wrong in being Ravana. She was like, if you were going to take a birth, would you want to be Ravana? No, right? You don't want to. He was trying to explain, and we couldn't explain to her. She was still confused. When you're talking here, you explain how both are meditators, one dharma and one other, and how he is physically he's doing wrong, but his sole plan is to teach us what not to do. So beautifully you explained, I think, and I would like to go back and listen to the whole thing. So I don't know why this coincidence. She kept asking this question everywhere, even to other masters. So I just sent her a link. Hope she listens to this. Is this a
Thank you
book,
so much.
ma'am?
Messages from 40 Masters, ma'am. This book.
Okay.
Master C. Aruna, she got auto writing messages from 40
Okay.
masters. And Patriji always used to encourage us to read this book, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, Pavani ma'am, thank you very much. It was the session was very enlightening one. Could you please once again read that message for us? Uh, just the message part.
Yes, sir. March 11th, 1994, 10 p.m. Master C. Aruna received this message. Let every master coming up in meditation learn from my life. My life tells primarily two important facts. The first fact is that in 10 months, any meditator with a bit of simple knowledge can attain whatever I have achieved, like bringing out Atmalinga, obtaining great boons from Shiva, etc. There were many meditators along with me during my time. Still, I was so self-indulging that I exhibited to every person that I am a master of 10 heads. These heads were my heads of awareness, but no other meditator was such an exhibitionist as I was. This is a second fact. Indirectly, Rama was my master. We designed our lives together. In his mission, he was perfectly successful, but I was so obsessed with myself that I was immensely violent to many people. That was why my master Rama had to take the extreme step of killing me. Learn from me these three. Self-importance is the greatest impediment in spiritual progress. Clarity is the dictator of your self-importance. Beware of self-importance and clarity. Clarity should be read as half knowledge. Half knowledge is very dangerous. That's what he wants to say, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cavity. Could you explain that?
Clarity means when we progress in our spiritual path, initially we get many visions and many understandings, but we think that we have there is a chance that we feel that we have understood everything in the while we progress in meditation. So this is what I understood. So when the clarity, the knowledge which we have gained, is we should consider it as one dimension. There are many dimensions for a knowledge, for a concept, for an aspect. For suppose I have some knowledge upon a some particular thing or a concept, there is another perspective of yours. So we should try to understand a particular knowledge in several dimensions. For that, we have to be very obedient, very patient. And like Patriji, he always listens with so much of respect. When anybody expresses their experience or shares their experience or knowledge, he literally becomes a small child in front of them, and he listens to the other person's words with great respect and humbleness. So all through his life in this earth plane, he was like that, and he showed us, he set an example for us how a meditator should be, how a master should be. We can be considered as a master only then when we are always in a mode of learning with humbleness. So that's what Master Ravana want to say. The knowledge he gained, he thought that he gained all the knowledge, but whereas Master Sita always tried to explore her inner self, and she tried to connect with the divine essence, which is our soul. So when we connect with our soul knowledge, when we connect with our true essence and divine essence, we can be in that humble and learning mode, I should say. That's what I understood, sir.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much. Very, very beautifully explained here.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
thanks, sir. Thank you, sir, for asking. Yes, ma'am. Sharda, ma'am.
Thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you so much, Pavani ji.
Thank you, ma'am.
It was a wonderful meditation throughout this time. I mean, till now, like starting from your song and also the message. But immediately when the session has started, I connected to Lord Shiva, and so never I saw Lord Shiva with so many hands. So he is meditating and he has many hands, and later I saw a crystal Shivalinga. It's so clear, very clear. And later on, when you started the message, I couldn't hear your voice, but directly a connection happened to Master Ravana.
Wow.
So it has. So I was asking him. So I felt like I sat beside him. I was asking him what you would like to give the message, what we should learn. So he the two sentences he said about that: silence. When you be in silence, you can understand yourself better. So silence is to understanding ourselves. So means each and every thought you can scan. So you realize what is your true self. What are your what needs to be corrected. So you be in silence. And next is, he said about self-love. So self-love means not loving and not the attachment. Self-love is not loving about our body or loving the nature, The self-love means you have to love your soul plan.
Wow.
So love whatever it is happening in your life, it's already designed. Love that, not the respect of the body. It's not like attachment. So when you love the soul plan, there is no like a word like hate or anything towards other. There will be no anger, because everything, when you love the self plan, the each and every person that crosses your path, though he gives pain or though he gives you joy, you take it, you consider it as same. Both are equal, and there is
Yes.
no desires, and there will be no anger towards them. So self-love is like loving your soul plan. That's what these two were these two lines here he shared. And I'm so I'm so blessed. This is the first time that connected with the great group energies and your energies. It's a great connection happened with Master Ravana. And yes, later on, when I don't know, the sir who asked her again to read the message, then I started to hear your message. So whatever he shared, right, it is in the message itself, but the clarity I got, this love yourself is the love the soul plan too. So that's the great message. I think I never heard this love yourself till now. I thought loving ourselves is loving how we are and how the nature of us, and yeah, the physical appearance and everything, like the body, related to the body. But I never heard loving a soul plan or too. So thank you so much, Swamiji. Thank you so much.
Thanks a
Thank you
lot.
all.
Words are not enough to thank you for receiving this kind of message. And thank you to Master Ravana, Master Shiva, and all the masters who are enabling this session.
Yes,
Thank you,
and
Master Shraddha.
gratitude to Patri sir. All this happened only with the grace
Absolutely.
and with the blessings of Patri sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and Anapanasati meditation, as he said. So each and every word, if we follow Patri sir's teachings, so definitely we can make our life beautiful. The connection, the great connections happens with the great masters.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
thank you.
thank you for giving me the message from Patri sir that I should do these sessions. And yeah, you delivered that message. That's the reason I'm here now. Thank you so much.
That's yeah, greatness to gratitude to Patri sir. It's for all of us. Maybe this is the time to flow this wisdom.
I don't know why. Few days back, actually, I wanted to sing another song in this session, today's session, Sarvam Brahmamayam. That's what I wanted to sing. But few days back, when I sat in meditation thinking about how to deliver Master Ravana's message and how should I connect, then in my intuition, I felt that I should sing Notiloni Maunamu song, sung by
Wow,
Patiji.
that's
Actually,
what he
now
said about the
I'm really,
silence.
pardon me?
That's what he said about the silence, Ravana,
Yeah,
Master Ravana.
that's what I'm so astonished hearing from you that
Wow,
Master Ravana wants us to explore that silence in us. And I
wow,
am Notiloni Maunamu means for those who can't understand, for those who are new to Telugu language, it means that the silence in our mouth. That's what Patriji is saying. I'll just read this out and just summarize the meaning.
yeah, thank you.
నోటిలోని మౌనము మనసులోని శూన్యము దాని పేరు ధ్యానము దాని పేరు ధ్యానము దాని పేరు ధ్యానము. That means silence in our mouth and shunya, that means that emptiness in our mind, and that is what is dhyana, meditation. That is what is meditation. That is what is meditation. That is what is meditation. He's proclaiming that in this song. And sir has sung with such high vibration. I really feel all through the song, I feel his presence immensely, and I feel that oneness with him through this song. Mataloni eruka, mataloni satyamu. That means when we speak, the awareness which we have, and the awareness, we should have absolute awareness while we speak, and our speech should be filled with truth. We should utter only truth, only truth, only truth from our mouth. That is the real knowledge. When we are aware of our speech, and when we are in that satyam, that means truth, that is the real knowledge. And chetaloni nyayamu chetaloni vinayam. When our deeds should proclaim justice, and our deeds should be in utmost humbleness. That is dharma. That's what Sir is saying. That is dharma. The deeds, our deeds should be in justice, and when our deeds are in total humbleness, then only we are on the path of dharma. And we all know that on the earth plane, dharma is the important thing, and that is the dharma. It should be followed by everyone, each and every one of us. And atmaloni santamu, atmaloni abhayam. The soul represents peace. Our soul represents fearlessness. When we are connected to that soul qualities, soul consciousness, we are fearless, we are peaceful. That is leading us to moksha. That means liberation. Dhyaname bhogamu, dhyaname vaibhogamu. Satyame daivam. That means dhyanam means meditation is a celebration. When we have meditation with us, right kind of meditation with us, we are in that celebration. We have all the abundance with us, and jnaname vaibhogamu. Knowledge, when we have knowledge, we are celebrating and we have a royal life. That's what Sir is saying. And satyame daivam. Truth is God. We search God everywhere. But if we be in truth, we are with God, and we are God. We realize that we are God. That is the essence of this song. And wonderfully, Sharda ma'am also got message from Master Ravana that we have to observe silence. We have to explore the deepest silence. And thank you so much, Masters. So, and anybody wants to share their views or experiences, please come forward, Masters. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. And if there is nobody to share, shall I sing this song so that you can meditate? May I have your permission to sing the song so that you can meditate? And after a few minutes, after singing this song, if there is time, we'll play the music, and we'll wind it up. We'll wind the session, conclude the session. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Masters. Thank you all, Masters, who have messaged in the chat. Thank you so much for your encouragement and inspiration. Thank you. Let's meditate, Masters. Please sit in the meditative posture, fingers into fingers, and crossing the feet and closing eyes and sitting in a comfortable position. We shall observe our natural and tranquil breath. Our Guru, breath is our Guru. Tanu Tanana 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 No No Tana Na Na నోటిలోని మౌనము మనసులోని శూన్యం దాని పేరు ధ్యానము 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 నోటిలోని మౌనము మనసులోని శూన్యం దాని పేరు ధ్యానము 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 మాటలోని ఎరుక ఆ ఆ ఆ మాటలోని ఎరుక మాటలోని సత్యము మాటలోని ఎరుక మాటలోని సత్యము దాని పేరు జ్ఞానము 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 నోటిలోని మౌనము మనసులోని శూన్యము దాని పేరు ధ్యానము 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 చేతలోని న్యాయము చేతలోని వినయము చేతలోని న్యాయము చేతలోని వినయము దాని పేరు ధర్మము 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 నోటిలోని మౌనము మనసులోని శూన్యము దాని పేరు ధ్యానము 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 ఆత్మలోని శాంతము ఆత్మలోని అభయము ఆత్మలోని శాంతము ఆత్మలోని అభయము దాని పేరు మోక్షము 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 ఆత్మలోని శాంతము, ఆత్మలోని అభయము, ఆత్మలోని శాంతము, ఆత్మలోని అభయము, దాని పేరు మోక్షము, మోక్షము, మోక్షము. నోటిలోని మౌనము, మనస్సులోని శూన్యము, దాని పేరు, దాని పేరు ధ్యానము, ధ్యానము, ధ్యానము. ధ్యానమే భోగము, జ్ఞానమే వైభోగము, ధ్యానమే భోగము, జ్ఞానమే వైభోగము, సత్యమే దైవము, దైవము, దైవము. ధ్యానమే భోగము, ధ్యానమే భోగము, ధ్యానమే భోగము, జ్ఞానమే వైభోగము, సత్యమే దైవము, దైవము, దైవము. సత్యమే దైవము, దైవము, దైవము. నోటిలోని మౌనము, మనసులోని శూన్యం, దాని పేరు, దాని పేరు ధ్యానము, ధ్యానము, ధ్యానము. నోటిలోని మౌనము, మనసులోని శూన్యము, దాని పేరు ధ్యానము, ధ్యానము, ధ్యానము. ఓ, ఓ, ఓ. Let us be in 2 minutes Mauna, masters. Let us be in silence for 2 minutes. Let us dive deep into our inner silence. Okay, last 10 seconds. Thank you so much, Masters, for giving me this opportunity. And I want to take this opportunity for thanking Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji for giving us an opportunity to move forward, progress in the spiritual path. All the 40 masters who have given messages to Master C. Aruna, and I want to thank Master C. Aruna also for taking the order writing messages, and all the masters who have been present here astrally and physically. Thank you all. Namaste. Shall we end the session, masters?
What divine singing, Pavani. Thank you. You have beautiful voice and you
Thank you,
sang
ma'am.
beautifully.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Namaste.